Hello and welcome. Today is the 7th of August, 2017. Welcome. And I'm going to go over some crypto charts, but I want to talk about this as a game because, quite frankly, I should be streaming this on Twitch where people stream, I guess, World of Warcraft and whatever the video games are. But what constitutes a video game? Well, if it's played with the gooey, great graphics, then I guess that would be a video game. So it's got charts. So no. Maybe this is such. Now, games have scores, usually point systems in whichever levels. And I have point systems as well. One of them is to increase the Bitcoin balance, doing so within the game by buying and selling other codes that can help do such. That's one measure of doing it. Really, quite frankly, it's the only one. But you also have measures of this Bitcoin price going higher. That's your score. So you have a Bitcoin price as its level, and how you multiply that by your portfolio, that's what your US dollars value is worth. And if you're in another country, you can obviously fix that to your personal exchange. So that's a couple scores right there. Increasing your Bitcoin number, the Bitcoin price value, and a third score is how many of these silver coins, rounds, and not these in particular, but how many in quantity, physical 999 ounces, can I acquire? I've actually acquired, I think, 2 of these within Bitcoin this year. I've accumulated close to 100 of them thus far. And it's all part of the game. But within the game, it means that it is a level of protecting myself in an event of a cryptocurrency bubble, failure of that sort of nature. But the plan, game theory, is that I do expect this to go several times higher. So then I'll sell a very small amount of silver every now, of Bitcoin every now and again to acquire silver. And thus, if this does make 6, 8, 10, 12,000, and my game of increasing my Bitcoin number succeeds and it goes higher, then that's one way of just rewarding the score. So one part of the game is if I can manage to buy with one order at least one monster box with that of 500 ounces, because later in the game, maybe months down the road, when the price of silver, well, it doesn't matter what the price of silver for the most part, but the price of Bitcoin goes up, the amounts go higher, I protect myself. And then when it all comes down, if it comes down crashing in the long-term future, maybe it goes up to 15,000 and then whatever. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying on that situation, well, then I'm already have been protected. But I see no reason at all why I would ever want to get rid of Bitcoins, as it's a measure of something you want to have just in case within a personal portfolio. Therefore, when it's all said and done, I have my game strategy. I'm executing it well enough. I obviously could be doing better, but I've been doing well enough within it so far. And we'll see how well this continues to ride, because quite frankly, I'm at the stage where if I'm just making a whatever kind of bet, I'm betting 2 to 3 times more Bitcoins when I did when the price was at 1,100. Because I have a higher Bitcoin balance. But at the same point, the price is also 3 times higher. So it is worked out as you get hot. When your bankroll grows higher, your bets grow higher. And when your bankroll goes lower, same thing. That's part of bankroll management I have been huge with for well over a decade. And when it comes down to it, risk management, job number 1, understanding your portfolio, the risks associated, the rewards associated, and how your strategy should work out and how you can manage it within. Just different things of that nature, I think, is very important. So we're in a situation here where this level of resistance has found support after it was basically bull flagging it, going just playing diddly dangling around on a floor, and then yep, okay, time to take the elevator up is what happens here. And well, now they're on the next floor. We'll see if maybe it'll come up here, and who knows if it's going to do more sideways action. However, it's in a bullish run right now. Daily time frame, it's obviously going higher after this long sideways consolidation. It has left the 18 average band on the high end with this big green candle up. There's the sideways consolidation. Further green candles higher. And as I've been stating, 4,000 to 5,000 is where I would expect the next leg higher to come into play. Anyone who's been saying that the market's been up too much, well, they've been wrong. Anyone saying that it's a Ponzi scheme, it's a fraud, any of that kind of deal, in time they might be right. But as far as where price action stands and only price pays, that is, its price is going obviously to the upside. The objective, as I've been stating, is there's no reason why this just can't stop having some sort of bull market, maybe like this, maybe have some sets of higher lows along the way. But when we look at the previous moves higher, the rally from here really didn't have any short-term correction. There's not one price correction within and here. You can see a little bit of time here, a little bit of time here. So the only price correction occurred here. And then when this thing got going again, it went straight up without any single correction whatsoever from this point to this point on the daily time frame. Then obviously it finished off its move to the upside here. So the potential for this to just keep on going, as we've seen in the spring of this year, is most certainly a possibility. If there is any correction to the downside, then you're going to be looking at this level. It doesn't mean it's going to have to go there, aka 1330. Oh, by the way, as this market's going higher, it should probably come back here, or that's where support would be. No, it wasn't found there because the market kept going higher. And when I state 4,000 to 5,000, that doesn't mean it's going to go there. I don't know any specific details other than the mathematics that state where a leg higher should reach towards. That is it. But I also realize if it doesn't go to that point, oh baby, the move on the next leg higher could be phenomenal. Furthermore, if it did happen to top anywhere around 3,600 and lower, I think that's fine again if you find the support in here. But if, because it's already had a significant break above this, it's basically told the story that we're moving to the much higher level. So if they fail to deliver on that story, thus the failure on the delivery would be either non-support or lower high support at this level, that would eventually start to do something like this. Then you would be talking about failed breakout, fast move lower. That is, I would think, a underdog, a situation I would not expect. For if it was to come back here, I would be high. I'm going to be a buyer within the tether, but it's an area in which I think there's definitely going to come with the level of support. But I don't know if it's going to have a good price correction, then go to 4 to 5K, or if it's going to do what it was doing all of the spring this year and just continuously go up. May take several days to do such, but without much resistance along the way, basically. Okay. I got time for a few more charts, so let's just go through the rest of it quick style. Start off with BCC on the alt side, which has found a bottom, at least on a shorter term level. It has done such within this 0.06 mark, has doubled its price, but still well below this level. It's finally had some sort of rally, because my school of thought is when markets keep going down, and the vice versa is true as well on the upside, is it's going to have to revert at some point. And how long it takes, that I don't know. And how much of a reversal you get, I don't know. So there's been a little bit of it now. So the last significant lower high was in here. So far, it's established from 34 down to 12, so it could very easily have some more legs higher within this short-term trend. I've basically had 3 sell orders in a row in here before I basically bought back in here. I did sell near this top, and then I bought in a little bit below the around 96 or so, or 98. So I sell when it goes up and buy when it goes down. If it goes up again, I have a few more sell orders ready to go. And I really don't know where we're going to be going from here. However, when you look at this from the 18 average perspective, a lot of times when you're waiting for corrections, that's where you stand. But you come to the close to the 18 average of lows here. We resist the highs, and now you see price action at this lower point. Definitely reason to be concerned that you're going to come down and maybe test this 80 handle. And mathematically speaking, this is where I think buy orders should be placed, because I don't care what I think if it's going to go down there or not. That's not important. What's important to know, if it goes down there, do I want to be a buyer here at 80? The answer is yes, because just looking at a chart like this, I know if it falls here, I can sell it back at about where we are now, because that's at a key support level, 94. So buy 80, sell 94. That's a gain of 14 points. That's better than 15% of a trade, and that works well for me. I also know that I don't want to sell in here, or maybe as far as where I'd want to sell, maybe here, but when you're looking at the levels, if I've already sold here, which I have, and I've bought in here, well, then there's nothing wrong with selling at this point again. If you think it's going to be a bull market, you would rather sell somewhere up here, which is a significant higher high than this low. Reason being is because usually when you break resistance, it goes a little bit higher. And that's also to the point where if you are going to be selling here and you're looking to buy back, say you're selling at 144, 145, you can see the buyback here at previous resistance would be at about 120, difference of 25 points. Now you're talking again about close to a 20% play. So these are the different things that I think about anyway. Let's take a look at a couple more codes, one more code actually. This is XWC on the Bittrex exchange, white coin. And I'm going to show the long-term stuff before I get into the short-term analysis and then end the video. But we can see going back to 2014, this is one of the newer coins. After it had its first sudden fall, we resist here, we resist here, we resist here. And then again in 2016, several of these resistance points. And now it's at the area of supporting within the area that point after barely breaking out. So then this tells me an if-else situation, either or. Well, either the failed breakout, fast move back down to the downside, which could even be more fatal after that, or supporting this level and then ready to make some moves higher. So if it's the first one, you protect yourself on the losses by going long. If it's the second one, you try to maximize the gains the most you possibly can. Thus, I have entered into this position for today, or I have done so today. Now, switching this over to the TradingView website, which cannot handle single digit or double digit Satoshi codes. So I have to show the longer term on Bittrex. This is a 15-minute time frame. So this only spans the last few days. And the one thing I don't like doing is buying when it's on the way up. Rather wait for it to go down or stabilize. And I think both has been the case at this stage, as it has managed to make a rise up to around 350. Over that, have another move in here, another move in here. This even gives you an opportunity to try to time the next lower high if that's what you think is coming into play. After all, there has been since then 3 significant moves well over 260 since, of course, this top. Will there be another one? Well, if you're buying in at 200, you are selling, say, 260, 270, 280, then at that stage, you're getting a decent profit, 20, 30%. Now, how I allocate positions that I want to play for huge gains, I show in the weekly time frame, and obviously if it breaks the key resistance level, then I'm going to be thinking that there can be some sick moves in there. So what I do is I've bought an X amount of tokens. What percentage of those, how many of those do I want to sell at the larger amounts? And what I'll do with those, I'll either put the insane sell orders where I want, maybe at around 1,500, 2,000, or I'll just hold them back. But if I have 1,000 tokens, I'm going to want to take I might take like 30% of what I own in the attempt of swing trading it. So I can sell here at 260 with the intent of buying back somewhere down here. That's my basic strategy with pretty much everything I trade. So thank you for tuning in. It's now about a 17+ minute video, so I'm going to finish it at that. But a lot of this is just educational stuff, and I kind of think I've covered a lot of that type of thing. I did a lot of that in this video. Take care.